Hello everyone, Lance Ippolito here. Let's start with for the free video, let's just start with kind of caused everything and then we'll go from there. Um, the Bitcoin crash. People who had Bitcoin, who bought it, or these other altcoins like Ripple at 19,000 or Ripple at $3, they're forced to sell or they can't hold on anymore, especially if they bought on margin. So people are taking money out the cryptos, and how are they funding it? By selling stocks. So number one, other things, the US dollar. We had Moonchink, the Treasury, say we want a weak dollar. Then Trump later on said we want a strong dollar. That caused chaos in the metal market. For example, gold. We could look at GLD. So gold had a pullback. Third, bond market. We could look at TLT, or the Treasury Bond ETF, 20-year. We had bonds sell off, and they were continuing to sell off today. So bonds are usually inverse. Bond sell off, equities up. Never had that with the yields rising. So we had bonds go down, and then bonds actually rallied today, and bonds are actually up. When bonds go down, we should have financials up. Financials are down, and financials are a very crowded trade. Financials pull back to support here. And then we are we could make cases on overextended, everything like that. But the number one thing is the market had uncertainty. I'm looking at VXN, that's the NASDAQ Volatility Index, shooting to the moon. Big tech earnings were bad. And then we were getting very complacent with the NYSE tick. And positive 800 indicates institutional buying, negative 800 institutional selling. We weren't going up when we were making new highs in the market on positive 800 ticks. That was a big sign. That's when I started noticing I need to get light on positions or go flat and not really trade much or go to the sidelines. Friday, we started seeing negative 800 ticks, so that's institutional selling, to a few negative 1,000 ticks to actually a few negative 1,200 ticks. That's usually for selling. Anything over or anything negative 800 to negative, beyond is forced institutional selling. Today, we had multiple negative 1,200 ticks. We held them. Every time we snapped back to a positive 800 tick, we got rejected, so the bears win. And then we had a negative 1,500 tick, and then shortly after, we had the flash crash, where we had the Dow just completely liquidate. So, and here we are, negative 1,000 tick again as we start to move lower. So to say, everyone saw this coming, no, but there were signals here in the NYSE tick which everyone needs to follow at least on a 15-minute chart, because there's no reason you should want to be buying the dip or initiating new longs and new longs and new longs on negative ticks, especially negative 800 to negative 1,000 ticks. Just run away. Being flat is totally fine, but not looking to initiate longs. If you think the market goes lower and we hit a positive plus 800 tick, you could look to start to enter bearish positions there. Those are some of the guidelines I like to look for an entry. If I think the market's going lower and we have a positive 800 tick, use that to enter some put positions or some shorts. And then, in a normal, let's say we were just dipping and then trading back up, I always say we hit a negative 800 tick, you could look for longs, but we're consistently staying in negative tick territory. So when we're doing that, I don't want to look for new longs. If you are dying to buy something, do something that's uncorrelated with the market. So like if you go buy a Facebook, if the NASDAQ goes down, Facebook goes down. But if you buy something like an Weight Watchers, for example, the stock's holding up. It's actually green when the Dow's down 1,000 points because it's not very correlated with the market. So that's kind of the game plan I like going forward to. If you're dying to get in stuff, look at odd names. TripAdvisor, very strong. Snapchat, actually, I mean, I hate saying that because they have earnings this week, but there's a few names out there that are actually looking somewhat attractive or holding up quite well in this market crash that we're seeing. Hope it helps everyone. Thanks again.